Good evening, parents. Tonight's homework is about subtracting fractions. And we can easily subtract fractions when the fractions that we are subtracting both have the same denominator. And that is the case for the majority of the problems in tonight's lesson, in tonight's homework rather. You might find that you will have a problem such as this one, 9/10 minus 7/10. And since both of these fractions have the same denominator, that is tenths, then we can easily simply subtract the numerators. 9 minus 7 equals 2 tenths. The denominator remains. And that is, if I could simply show that to you as a drawing by taking what we call a fraction strip and dividing that fraction strip into tenths. So here we have it in halves, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we were to take 9 tenths, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and subtract from that 7 tenths, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then what we would have in the end is simply 2 of the tenths. By the same token, we could have a problem such as 2/3 minus 1/3, and in the end, we still have the same denominator, that is thirds. We would simply subtract the numerators. 2 minus 1 equals 1, and then the denominator remains thirds. Then you might come across a problem such as this. 1 whole minus 3/4 equals. Now, in this case, in order to do the subtraction problem, we would have to substitute the 1 whole with a fraction, an equivalent fraction. And the students are aware that 1 whole is always represented by a number over the same number. That is, the numerator and the denominator are the same. So, for example, 1 whole could be the equivalent of 4/4 or 5/5 or 6/6. But in this case, we're subtracting fourths. So to make it more simple to do the subtraction problem, I should choose to substitute the 1 whole with fourths. So the 1 would become 4/4. 4/4 minus 3/4, and now I do have the same denominator, so I can easily subtract the numerators. The answer would be 4 minus 3 equals 1/4. Finally, you might find a problem such as this. 3/8 plus something, in this case a something is substituted with a question mark, equals 7/8. This is similar to an algebra problem because it's an equation for which we have a variable that is unknown. In this case, we would simply want to consider how many steps, if you will, it would take to go from 3 to 7. How many eighths would it take, actually, to go from 3/8 to 7/8? And of course, the answer is, the question mark is, it would take 4/8. So essentially, this is the type of work that we have been building up to, the reason for which we have been learning equivalent fractions and learning how to change a fraction into one that has a denominator that is common with another fraction that we are trying to use in that equation. Because then, when we have common denominators, we can easily add or subtract them from one from the other. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.